Hello everyone, it's Rapunzel. I hope that you're having a wonderful Mother's Day, and I wanted to film a Project Pan update video because I've made really good significant progress in my palette, and I'm actually using shadows from it today. The colors that I'm wearing right now are Nude Fresco on my lid, Pretty Penny on the crease, and to clean up my edges I used Nude Fresco. And in the last update, I had already hit pan on what I use on the edges is Sandbar Beige. I had actually hit pan on Nude Fresco, the color that I'm wearing on my lid. By last update, I had finished around half, and I had hit significant progress. Had a very good, deep dip in Sandbar Beige, and I had a little bit of a wear happening in the Pretty Penny shade, which is the brown, and IVNB, which was the green shade. Here's my progress. I'm so excited, everyone. I completely finished up Nude Fresco. I finished it today completely when I was doing my look for going out to dinner with my mom. And I've hit pan on Sandbar Beige, and I've hit very big pan in Pretty Penny. And funny story is that I actually hit pan on Sandbar Beige the day after I had my last update when I put it up. And the progress for that shadow has been very slow. The pan has been slowly but surely getting bigger. Whereas with the brown shade, I hit pan on it the last time that I did my eyeshadow, which was last Sunday. And the pan it was very, very tiny, and then every time that I would put my crease brush in, it got significantly bigger, and that's where it is today. And I think it has something to do with the shape of the brushes that I've been using. With Nude Fresco, I was using a paddle brush because when I hit pan on that, it was basically, I kind of split the shade in half. So that's why I worked my way up the upper half, and then I was working my way down the lower half of that pan. And with the shade that I use for cleaning up my edges and for my brow bone, I'm not wearing it as my brow bone highlight today. I use a smudger brush because it's very dense. It's kind of a kabuki brush for your eyes. That's what I like to think of it. And so it's been slowly but surely making an oval shape that basically is an exact mirror of my brush. So now with it, if I put my brush in, only half of the brush gets covered in colors. So that's actually something interesting to note. And with the crease shade, it basically has made that sort of triangular shape for it. And what I'm trying to do in order to get an even use out of this corner right here is I'm aiming my brush over here and I'm spinning it on its axis, kind of going like this, so that I can get an even coverage of my bristles that are around, and also center. I can just poke it at that certain area, which is why I'm trying to finish this area first. And the reason I'm trying to do that is because the one thing that I noticed when I was working on Nude Fresco, and I've been noticing when I was using Sandbar Beige, is that trying to get shadow out of the corners of the pan is very difficult, and it makes it a lot longer for you to get your eyeshadow looks done. And I don't like doing that because sometimes I'm in a really big rush when I have to put on my makeup. So what I'm trying to do right now is work my way around the edges first and then work my way out to the center, because I think maybe instinctually whenever one aims a brush or an eyeshadow sponge, it's like, let's go into the center. So I'm trying to work my way, like experimentally try to work my way around and then to the center, at least with the brown shade, which is really up in that corner where that I hit pan. Now that I finished with my major lid shade and what I actually would use to put on my crease prior to putting the brown shade on, I actually pulled out this palette that I have from my collection. It's the Crimson Amulet collection palette from NYX when the Dark Shadows movie came out. And this is what the shadows portion looks like, because this also has a bunch of blushes and has a highlight and it came with some lip products as well, is that this shade right here, it's a very close match to Nude Fresco. The only difference is that this pulls more of a metallic pink, whereas Nude Fresco was a peachy pink. It was kind of also rose goldish. It was a very interesting shade. But in order to still work out my collection, I'm going to use this instead. But if I get bored with this shade, I can incorporate this matte pink shade and this other pink shade, but this is more of a silver. It has barely any pink in it. And so this is basically my primary substitution for that pink shade. But I also want to play around with doing other looks using my Estee Lauder quad, because now I have achieved a basic on-the-go look, and if I want to do something more creative, I want to give myself room for experimentation. So shades that I think I might be using is this copper shade right here, this lavender shade here. These two are exactly, they pull really true to color so far, at least when I swatch. We'll see how that happens when I put it on my eyes. And I've been using this shade over here to fill in my brows, because these two shades, even though they look very strong, they're very, very lightly pigmented. So at least I can just fill my brows in and not have it be super dramatic when I use my IT Cosmetics brush. And I also have been using this shade right here as my brow bone highlight, because I really like Sandbar Beige, and I think the reason that one works to clean up my edges is because it's practically an exact shade match to my skin tone. So I want to use that one exclusively for that. So obviously my progress in my Estee Lauder quad will be slower than it's been so far, but I think it's going to make things a lot more enjoyable in the long run. Obviously, I spent the majority of this video talking about the color that I've hit pan or had significant progress on, and I've kind of been neglecting talking about Ivy Envy. Ivy Envy, that green color. If you remember earlier on in the video, it looks kind of like a metallic green in the pan, but it does not come off that way when it's been swatched. It's basically a very dark matte green. So my goal by next update is to see if I can find a way where I can incorporate Ivy Envy. Also, something that I've been using with this palette, I've mentioned before, is my Urban Decay eyeliner in Gold Mine. I have found a very good alternative to it in this City Color White Gold eyeshadow mousse in what is it? White gold. Okay, cool. But the thing is, it looks silver in the pan, but it swatches gold, like yellow gold. And so in order to still get use out of this and pretty much save my eyeliner pencil from when I'm traveling and I have to do makeup, is exclusively use this eyeshadow mousse. And the way I've been able to use it is taking a synthetic Urban Decay brush, like a paddle one, like dip it in and put it on and like shape where I want to put my eyeshadows eventually on top. And it's definitely slower going than when I do the just get the eyeliner and put it everywhere where it needs to go. But I think that's just better. That way I can still enjoy both of the products, get use out of them. And the white gold has been pretty good. It hasn't been creasing or anything because I put it on top of eyeshadow primer, and it's been pulling its weight, and it was a gift from my sister, so, and I really enjoyed it a whole bunch. It came from an Ipsy bag, so probably maybe other people that are doing project pans actually have this in their collection. And one of the things that I've been suggesting a lot on other videos when people have been getting tired or bogged down by their palettes is maybe try to switch things up and maybe transform your shade by using different cream bases or maybe eyeliners that you haven't been using. Like, get some use out of those so that you can transition things out of your collection. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really enjoyed making it. Please be sure to click like below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll just see you next time. Bye!